hit cock 45. When you have an AK, everything is okay, right? Especially one with a loaded magazine from Serbia. Zastafa, Serbia, yes. Formerly, I guess, Yugo, a lot of people would consider it, but Yugoslavia does not really exist anymore. This is an old, well, it's kind of based on the M70. It is an M70, but this one is semi-automatic, and it's a newly made machine. Let's see if it will operate a little bit. Just take a couple of shots with it. Very difficult. Has a problematic stock. I don't have to make up excuses with this one. I'll bet I can hit a 2-liter though. Although I maybe better not speak too soon. Yeah. I'll do that. Maybe even a red plate without breaking my jaw. Let's try that little one, the Standera target. There we go. Oh, let's try something a little closer. Hey, I know what let's do. We've got a paper target up. Let's continue our shoot-through activities. I'm going to hold about where I think the bullseye is on that target. I'm going to see if I can shoot through the 2-liter. Okay, I don't know if you can tell where it hit it. Let's put a couple more on it. I guarantee you those are all over it. They really are. While I'm missing though, I'm going to go back over there. There's a little piece of cinder on top of a post. I'm going to miss him a couple of times. There we go. I'm sorry, I lied. I just missed him once. Wonder if I can knock that log over. Oh, I can't see it now. Fogging up. Okay. Oh, a pot. Interesting. I believe it hit it dead center. It just created a little bit of smoke. How about the burn barrel? Nice. Okay. AK. Okay, yeah. Let's take a look at this thing. As I said, now you might have noticed as I was shooting, I was really in some kind of awkward position trying to get a shot off. It's because of this stock. And I know that going in, a friend of ours lent this to us from Murfreesboro. And it's a nice AK. It really is. This is the N-PAP. And these are apparently well-built AKs. I'm impressed with it. I'm not impressed with the stock because it seems to be designed for people that want to put an optic on the rifle. All right, and because it's got that large cone, it puts your face way up there. So if you had an optic up here, it would be just right. But for me, it's not, or anybody shooting just iron sights. Let's make sure we're clear. Okay. Now, these have been around a while. I just never have gotten my hands on one. And when a buddy of mine said he had bought one and offered to lend it to it, yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about these. They're a little different in terms of an AK variant. Like some of the things are not compatible and interchangeable. Your forearm and your stock, you know, so you don't have the tang back here that you have with I guess you'd say standard AK. And I think there's a bolt that runs from back here right up into it, and so it's a different, little bit of a different arrangement. Let's take it apart. That's another challenge. It has this extra pin here, button, that helps hold it really securely. As I understand, it was kind of set up to launch grenades, maybe, but they wanted to make sure that it was really securely held together there, and it makes it difficult. John and I have struggled a little bit getting it apart and back together. So I'll let you laugh at me and enjoy some of the struggling. How's that? You can have some fun because it could get comical. There we go. All right. And then you have to push that pin as well, that button, pull out the spring. All right, and your bolt. As I understand, the American-made parts, or maybe that piston, the front flash hider, the trigger, which is a Tapco G2 from Tapco, nice trigger to help keep it compliant, you know, with enough American parts. What is it, 922R or something, you know, compliant. So it is an AK. It's kind of a stamped AK. This is the N-PAP. The O-PAPs, I think, have a heavier receiver, and they weigh about an extra pound over these. So I guess it's kind of like, I've not had one of those in my hands really, a little bit like milled versus stamped perhaps. But so the advantage of these are they're lighter, and so it just depends on how much stock you put in that extra weight, and I think the trunnions reinforced up here with heavier metal and that kind of thing. But you know, these old stamped AKs just go on forever anyway. But so you know, mostly it's your standard AK, just a little bit different in some ways. The bolt, as I understand, is it's a what they call a double stack bolt, because you got a double stack magazine, you know, for these instead of a single stack bolt. So it accommodates you know, pulling rounds off the magazine. Here's an empty one, better than a single one. I think it's a little more narrow if it's a single stack magazine. And so when they convert these things to double stack, it's advantageous to have a double stack bolt, as I understand. Some of y'all know more about that than I do, which wouldn't take a lot. So let's see if we can get it back together. Okay. And I'll try to do it without too much fumbling around. An AK is a funny creature. You know, sometimes with my arsenals, just like this part, getting the bolt back in and everything, it just, you know, pops right in, get in the groove, you know, no trouble at all. And other times you actually struggle a little bit with that. Most of the time it just pops right in, you know, no problem. And then most of the time, same with you know, putting the cover back on. John is actually, I think, better at it than I am. He's pretty smooth, even though he broke one, hammered on it with his palm. We'll try not to break this one. And we do have a variety of ammo here. Mostly I'm shooting, well, this Fusion from Federal and some Wolf, lone Wolf, with some Wolf ammo. Okay, so we appreciate Federal furnishing that. We appreciate Bud's Gun Shop helping us with all this stuff. And please check the link, because there's links to Federal and Bud's Gun Shop, you know, .com right there in the link. And we appreciate viewers lending us firearms and letting us appear foolish on camera, like right now, as I try to, look at that. Just like I said, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not, but you do have to push the button to get it back on. It's funny, John's the pro at this, and before the video, he was messing with it and couldn't get it back on, and he is really good at it. So can't beat dumb luck there. Okay, so anyway, what else did I not tell you about it before we shoot a little more? You got the rubber pad. That's a little different, isn't it? And that's not, as I understand, something that has just popped out new in the last 2 years. Oh, let's go ahead and put a rubber pad on an AK, even though it doesn't look like, you know, something that you'd have seen back in the 1940s. But they've been doing that for a while, I think, on these. And if you have the wooden stock, you know, in the wood. This is supposedly the earmark here, those vents of a Yugo, you know, something made Serbia, kind of standard. I've never had one of these, and they are a little different. Like I say, if you want to replace these, the form or the stock, you can't just get regular AK replacements. You got to make sure it's for the N-PAP, okay, the Yugo, and that's just the thing. I would have to replace this. I would have to get my Dremel tool out and a chisel, my wood carving set, if I had one. And I wouldn't mind having one of these, to tell you the truth. They feel really solid and well made. They really do, and that's what I had heard about them. So that's confirmed for me. They just feel like a really fine rifle. They actually do. You know, I've got a couple of arsenals, and I know a quality AK, you know, when I feel it, because I've shot those things for a couple of years now, one of them for a couple of years, and they're just well made, and this has a really good feel to it. It certainly does. But that stock would have to go, or at least some of the wood on it. And boy, it's a beefy one. It's a shame, but I'd have to do some woodworking on that baby. They don't come with a bayonet lug, any of them, as I understand. And they got a nice hefty front sight there. That block is really sturdy. Oh, and you got this safety. I don't know if I showed you that. This is, it comes with, the N-PAP comes with, I don't think the O-PAP does. You know, the safety that hooks onto your bolt there. I had one of those on my arsenal, actually. You can buy those from Krebs or different places. And I don't know, I took it off because it just wasn't original equipment. It bothered me a little bit. One thing we discovered though, that's kind of interesting, is when the safety's on, I don't think any of my AKs, other ones do this. Let me put a mag in here of ammo. I'm gonna rack around in. I'm not gonna shoot yet. Okay, isn't that a lovely sound? I mean, is there anything that sounds better than that? I gotta do it again. Sweet sound. Okay, put the safety on. I'll be good. Now watch this. Let's say you've emptied the mag. You got around the chamber or whatever. You're making the gun safe. Okay, you got the safety on. Now, safety is on, so it shouldn't fire. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger. It shouldn't fire. Yeah, okay, it won't fire. But you can rack that round out. And it doesn't put another one in. So it comes back just far enough to get that round out. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I don't recall mine doing that when I had that, well, when the safety's on. The Arsenal doesn't do that. That's kind of neat, I guess. Okay, I'm not sure what the actual use for that would be, but okay, this thing hurts my cheek to shoot, so I'm not going to shoot it too much, but I'll shoot a little bit more. We have a Mr. Melon that needs to bite the dust here. I'd really like to hit that little plate again. If I can get my face on that stock to where it doesn't kill me. There we go. Okay. You have to hold right on it. Good shooting little gun. I might start a fire in that hay. Woo. Oh, I'm empty already. I can't believe that. Well, we've got to get some more ammo. All right, fusion. Put a round of Federal Fusion into that watermelon. You think it'll take it out? I have a feeling it will. Safety on. All right, that is let's jack one out of there. Now it's really safe. That's pretty neat to be able to do that. Okay, so anyway, from Serbia, the N-PAP, I've seen these in gun shops for a while now. I picked a couple of them up, and it's pretty cool. Don't need it, you know, but those seem like well-made rifles, and by all accounts they are. And you notice we had no malfunctions? Well, isn't that a news flash with an AK? No malfunctions. Gosh. The grip's a little different. I didn't mention that, but you notice it's got finger grooves. Some of the things about it you might consider a little strange. They're not as traditional. When we think of the traditional AK, it might turn you off a little bit, like that. Or the huge stock with a high comb on it, you know, it might bug you a little bit, but they're made really well. They just a nice gun. Would not turn one down, to tell you the truth. And I'm a little picky about AKs. If I'm going to have one, I want a nice one, okay, a decent one. This one's cool. It worked with the two magazines I have mostly are the Magpul and of course the Circle 10s. I like those. I have a lot of those, and I typically don't even use the metal magazines. I know that I believe those are from Yugoslavia. I have one somewhere that has the bolt hold open on it, and I don't know where that is right now. But it would work well in this, I guess. So anyway, the N-PAP is a pretty nice rifle, as best I can tell, and I'm glad to have an opportunity to try it out. It's just a good day, you know. I'm not trying to be poetic, but it is a good day if you get to shoot an AK. For those of you, and I know there's still some of you out there, you know, you got that over and under shotgun over your shoulder and you just don't have any interest in things like this. But look, I'm an old guy too, and these are fun. These are just loads of fun. You need to try one sometime. Whether it's a flintlock or it's an AK, they're equally fun. So the N-PAP from Serbia, I think I'm going over there this weekend. I may pick up another one. Life is good.
Hi, I'm Zeke with the Sonoran Desert Institute, and here at SDI we're extremely proud to be sponsors of the Hickok 45 channel. You may be asking yourself, what is SDI? SDI is an affordable, fully accredited distance learning education program. We have an emphasis in gunsmithing and firearms technology. If you decide to become a gunsmith, you'll need to learn proper gunsmithing techniques, and while some people will use an apprenticeship program to gain these techniques, a formal education will ensure an organized, more comprehensive learning environment. But when you choose a gunsmithing school, it's still kind of difficult. So it's very important that you choose a gunsmithing school that meet the following criteria. First, look for a nationally or regionally accredited program. And whether distance learning online or through a brick and mortar ground program, a gunsmithing program should always have a hands-on element. And finally, make sure you look for a school with high student satisfaction. Find reviews online, check out its Facebook or other social media, or get on the same social media sites, find some alumni, and ask to speak with them about their experience. And while we're not at SDI today, I do have some of the firearms I've learned to work on and build myself through the SDI program. So let's go take a look at them. Okay, maybe not. We'll just get seriously. Can I not get a chair that fits me? I'm a big guy, dude. So I guess back to what we were originally talking about. Above all else, find the school that's right for you. It's not always going to be the distance education programs or the brick and mortar ground schools that are for everybody. Just make sure you do your research on multiple options before you make that decision. But if you want more information on our gunsmithing school, just go to www.sdi.edu or call us at 1-800-336-8939.